Avoiding sea lions isn't the usual hazard facing most diners, but the journey to Stefan's choice is anything but usual. Be prepared for Captain Nemo at his pick. It's Forbes Island and it's floating on the bay.
The island was my home for 22 years. It's actually a 700-ton motor vessel that I designed to look like an island. I built this at my shipyard, started in 1975. There's 12 kinds of wood inside the island. It's done like an old sailing ship. I like that era, and gives it a feeling that you're sailing on an old brigantine. Forbes Island is very unique because you take a shuttle boat to it, and it's the only restaurant in California you take a boat to unless you count Catalina Island. We have 4 dining rooms, 2 are upstairs on the beach. Well, I opened the restaurant Valentine's Day. I'm a romanticist, I'm a Libra. Every year that Valentine's Day is always booked because people usually come back and we have a special menu with lots of hearts and things like that on the menu. And it's a 5-course dinner.
Well, there's a lot of creativity at the island. You're very inspired when you come on board. You have great sunsets and a great environment to be creating. A little bit island influence. Some of the mango salsas I do with the fish is inspired by the island.
All right, Stefan, getting to Forbes Island before you can even eat is an adventure in itself, isn't it?
This restaurant is fun to get to. One of the best things about getting there is the mystery involved, and I like to capture that mystery when I bring friends there. It starts off by picking up a mysterious gray phone in a box and asking for the tiki boat to be dispatched and taking you out to the island.
Well, it's right on Pier 39, and it only takes a few minutes to get out to the island itself. Right?
And as you're going by, you can also see the sea lions. Or if you're at night and you can't, you'll at least hear them because they'll be barking all the way.
Well, what is it about the food that you like at Forbes Island? Because it's obviously a very unique atmosphere.
I like to keep it simple. I've never had a bad steak served there. They're usually very thick and juicy and moist.
And what about the appetizers, the mushrooms?
The mushroom ragu, is it ragu?
Ragu.
Ragu, I thought so. Is very good, very tasty. The mushrooms are a little bit chewy and tangy at the same time, a good texture, interesting texture.
What did you think of your experience at Forbes Island? Because it is very unique.
Yeah, our experience was really varied there. At first when I heard that it was on Pier 39, I was like, oh no, you're sending me to Pier 39? Are you kidding me? But basically it's just regulars who go to this place. It's not a lot of tourists at all.
You wouldn't even know standing on Pier 39 that it's there necessarily.
It's even there. And we went on a really, really choppy night. So the chandelier was like swinging back and forth and we were almost getting seasick.
Because you can have drinks and eat above the water level, but most people eat below the water level and it looks sort of like an old boat inside.
Kind of like the captain's ward or something like that.
20,000 leagues under the sea.
Yeah, so it was moving when we were there. And we took the water taxi out, which was nice, but we thought it was a little tacky that they charged for the water taxi since it is the only way to get out there. The food was between average and amazing. An appetizer that I had with bay scallops and crab and avocado with a mustardy vinaigrette was absolutely wonderful. In the presentation, it was kind of like this blooming flower. Was wonderful. But the tuna niçoise that I had for my main course was very average. It didn't seem like it was seasoned at all. And it was basically just some tuna over green beans. And the vinaigrette was so light that I think it needed to maybe be salted a little bit more, which I tried, and it was very uneven.
And did you enjoy the ambiance of the place? I mean, it's it's a special occasion restaurant, let's face it.
Right. Besides the rocking of the boat, the atmosphere is very nice. The service was good. It kind of felt like Moulin Rouge down there, and the mirrors in it make it seem like it's twice as big as it is. I think I almost like walked right into a mirror.
It's very dark too, right?
It's very dark.
If you want to go, on a romantic getaway or something.
Yeah, and so that part of it was nice. Yeah.
All right, Margaret, to you.
I had a horrible experience.
Oh.
It was awful. First of all, like you said, the little ferry that went out there, it was really choppy.
But it does only take about 2 minutes to get out to the restaurant.
Yes, but once you get into the little houseboat, it rocks some more. It was very uncomfortable.
Are you a seasick kind of person?
Sometimes.
Right.
Yes, but
just so that we can warn people if you get seasick easily, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
If you have tourists or out-of-town guests who don't like boats, don't take them there. It was very dark. At one point, my husband had to turn up the oil lamp to see what he was eating. There was a little tacky lighthouse. I just thought the whole thing was very tacky. And the food, I thought, was very bland. I had the filet mignon, the steak, and I ordered rare. It came, one part of it was medium rare, one part of it was actually cooked. It was very uneven.
And did anybody walk up into the lighthouse, and were you there at sunset? Because there was quite a pretty view of the bay.
Right around sunset, but I just don't think that I had to be on that boat at that particular spot to watch the sunset. There's so many places on the wharf, so many other places in the city that you can go and watch a sunset while you're eating without having to go through all that.
What about you?
Well,
what would you tell people?
I would tell you that until you try it, you can't make your own decision. That it's a fun place to take people. It's for, if you look at the price of, say, a steak, it's $35, which is about $10 more than you would usually pay. But you also get a place a chance to go by the sea lines. You get a chance to see the sunset from that 40-foot lighthouse. It is a different view that not many people have seen. There's also some other things just to kind of play around. It's a good getaway. Basically, it reminds me of when I first moved to San Francisco. Everything was new and different, and just for a small bit of time, it reminds you of that new feeling, and I like that.
Did you enjoy the experience overall?
Yeah. Yeah, it was something new. So that was fun, but I wouldn't go there again.
You wouldn't go there again. All right. Margaret?
I would not go back. It was very expensive. We didn't have dessert, and that's probably why our bill was only $120. I definitely won't go back.
You won't go back. All right. Well, if you would like to try Forbes Island, it's located on the bay off Pier 39 in San Francisco, and the telephone number is 415-951-4900. It's open for dinner Wednesday through Sunday. Reservations are recommended, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $60. Well, I want to thank my guests on this week's show. We featured Margaret and her restaurant Shalazar in San Mateo. Persian food served in a traditional way was something different for the other guests, but they all enjoyed the experience and would return if it was convenient. Next, we heard from Kristen and her restaurant South Park Cafe in San Francisco. It found favor with Margaret and Kristen, but Stefan wasn't thrilled with the food or the service. And finally, Stefan's Forbes Island brought forth a little contention, of which the watery journey on a windy day added to. Comments ranged from Kristen's romantic and delicious, although very expensive, to Margaret's very expensive and boring. So we end on a controversial note. If you want to try Forbes Island or any of the restaurants featured on any of the shows, don't forget the website at kqed.org/checkplease. And don't forget to join us next time when 3 new guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sbrocco, and I'll see you then. Cheers!
Cheers!
Thanks, guys.